Hey guys, it's September 30th, 2018. It's kind of a gloomy, rainy day here in Seattle. The season is definitely changing. So the raspberry is still growing, as you can see. And you can see I cleaned up the tomato. Some new growth on top. And some of the leaves are infected by the powdery mildew. Rhubarb is still sending out new leaves. And the saffron is still sprouting. You can see a lot more sprouts. And some of the sprouts from last week are getting taller. They're all over. Calla lily is slowly dying back. Hydrangea, as you can see, I trimmed it last week. So mostly now it's just at the base. Potato, I think they're still getting bigger actually. As you can see, some of them are poking up from the soil. There's another one over here. Strawberries, still sending out lots of runners. And you can see this pot looks very healthy and lush, while this pot is slowly dying back now. You can see some leaves changing colors. Dahlia, moved it over here. Since it's dying back, it's easier to take care of like that. Wildflower pot, a little messy. Lacy Facilia, you can see this one is a very dark variety, while this is the lighter one. Very interesting. I don't see anything going on with the saffron yet. And the wildflower pot over here, you can see the California poppy and some crimson clovers. Blueberry, you can see the leaf is definitely changing color. Lily of the Valley, still dying back. Mulberry, I think it's slowly dying back too. Some of the leaves are turning into more of a yellowish color. Asparagus, still growing, but some of the new growth is turning yellow too. This California poppy is still there. Succulents, ivy, peony still dying back, and the hydrangea, you can see the center of this branch. There's a bud, not really growing. Those are gonna overwinter. Lavender, rosemary looks pretty much the same. And the grape looks pretty much the same too. Not too much to talk about since they're not really growing anymore. And for the indoor garden, you can see this Venus slipper orchid. It's there's new growth on the back, plants. And this flower is still here. And let's look at the other orchids. This mini Oncidium, you can see the flower is definitely coming up. And some new growth from the mini snowflake. Right here you can see the succulent is doing well. This orchid isn't doing as well. You can see the leaf is falling off. And yeah, other things looks pretty much the same. Spider plants, snake plants, ferns, the wandering Jew. And this ivy is looking nice. I transplanted more of the branches last week. And the Stagmon fern, this guy, a new leaf is coming off for some reason. I think I might have been overwatering it. But there's another new leaf. I think that one's healthy. This one looks pretty healthy too. Yeah, just want to make sure I don't overwater this guy too. And I also moved the pineapple indoor. As you can see, I think the growth is actually speeding up now. And other succulents, this guy is doing well. A new growth from the side. And then this, I think it's called elephant's food or something. It's adapting pretty well too. The ficus tree is sending out lots of new leaves, which is a good sign. And the other succulents, they're looking pretty nice. And yeah, I think they're all still growing. And the prayer plants is still growing. You can see more new leaves coming up. And the Hoya plants, you can see this new growth is getting super long. Spider plants. Right here you can see a seed pod from the spider plants. And the Phalaenopsis orchid, it's doing pretty well. And lastly, this vine, you can see there's a lot of new growth.